कहने के लिए लोग कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, but I'm just a working mom. Ah, what a cinema kind of dialogue. Cinema में भी माँ आता है, and we are in the month of Ma, no May. The month of May itself has the letters M-A in it. And I guess everybody's going to talk about it, but we talk about it every day. From Dharti Ma to Akash Pita to our daily lives. Motherhood has been an integral part of this universe. Are we going to talk about those all same redundant things कि वो माँ ऐसी होती है, माँ वैसी होती है, बहुत दयालु होती है, खाना अच्छा बनाती है, हमें स्कूल लेके जाती है, she is the best mom in the world. Well, everybody's mom is the best mom in the world. But I have two wonderful moms, women, friends here on the screen with me. Let me introduce you to them. That's Meeta Hingorani and Chitra Bose. Welcome to Mannkey Talkies, ladies. How are you?
Thank you so much, Madhuri. We're doing great.
How about you introducing yourself to the audience? A couple of lines about your introduction.
I can go first. My name is Chitra Bose, and I have two beautiful young adult kids. I still call them kids. They are 33 and 26. So, and they both got married last year, so within 9 months of each other. So we had busy year and two weddings in 1 year. But now I have 4 kids.
So congratulations on that. It's a big leap in your...
Absolutely.
And what about you, Meeta?
Hi, everyone. I'm Meeta Hingorani. By profession, I'm a jewelry designer, jewelry and couture both. I have a company called Karma Couture. And I'm a blessed mom of 3. My oldest one, Meher, just turned 20. And I have 2 teens in the house, Simran, 17, and Yashveer, who's 14. So life is a beautiful journey. It's been wonderful so far. And I'm just looking forward to what their years as the kids grow, what all, we get to learn from them, what all we are able to teach them. It's just beautiful. And thank you for having us, Madhuri.
Absolutely a delight. I started off with this very famous dialogue, a very popular dialogue that came from the web series Arya. कहने के लिए तो लोग कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, लेकिन I'm just a working mom. Did you see that web series? Did you hear the dialogue?
Beautiful. Now when you say it, I remember. Yes.
Yes, Sushmita Sen, and she did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Cinema over the time has, of course, influenced our life in different aspects, whether it's a working mom to a young schoolgirl to even to men's roles. But when it comes to motherhood and roles in the Hindi film industry or across the globe, whatever mediums that we are watching, do you see a major shift in how we perceive a mother's roles to be, whether on screen or off screen?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the quintessential mom, Nirupa Roy, is where Bollywood, where we kind of, related to that. And then you transfer, through the ages. We had a beautiful Shabana Azmi with the turmoil that she felt in a movie like Masoom. But she was yet so poised, and she, the love that she showed towards Jugal Hansraj, towards the end, that movie just found everybody teared up. And then over the years, we also had like our beautiful Farida Jalal, then, kind of liberating in DDLJ when she was liberating Kajol. She says, here, take my jewelry and go run away with the love of your life because your father may not understand. Luckily, that worked out well. But, that's how the mom's roles have evolved over the years. And now we have movies like, Badhai Ho, where you see Neena Gupta, who's like amazing, and they show her, getting pregnant when she has a son who's marriageable age. So over the years, you see that journey. It's so beautiful, and I think that's how society is evolving, learning from the media, or the media's learning, from society. It's just amazing.
So do you want to take it up from there, Chitra?
Sorry, yeah, sure. So on the last sentence that Meeta said, is it the cinema that's impacting our lives, or is it the society that the cinema is trying to interpret and give back to us? So talking about movies from olden days, right? We had Nargis, we had Nirupa Roy, we had Achla Sachdev, if you remember, Sulochana. Yes. Those were like moms who dealt with poverty, who dealt with abuse, who dealt with like just raising the kids every time some calamity happening, and through tough life. And all their life was just dedicated to raising their kids so that the kids could do something, right? And as we progressed, I feel that the storyline changed. We came with the working moms, how they're juggling their life with looking after the house. And these were super moms. So they are working outside. They were looking great. They were fashionistas. They raised their kids beautifully. They dealt with all the psychological and emotional issues that comes with raising the kids. So I think cinema has a great role to play with how we have felt. We learn from it. We get inspired. And there was one movie that really impacted me was Mai, where it was about Padmini Kolhapuri looking after her mother, who's going through Alzheimer's, and then also struggling with her daughter's expectations of like the three generations. So she's a mother herself, and she's seeing her mother who's declining, and her heart goes out for her mother, and then at the same time she's looking that my daughter is not fully understanding of the demands. So some movies like that impact you.
That's a beautiful point that you mentioned. Two things there. One is like the movie that you just talked about. There was also another movie called Tribhanga, where again it was mother, daughter, and granddaughter, the relationships there. But even holding back to the previous statement that you talked about movies and over the time, it was always about the sons taking care of mom's sapne. मेरी माँ का ये सपना था, वो पूरा करना होता था हीरो को हर फिल्म में, right? और धीरे धीरे I think today it has come to a point where the Ma is saying that मेरे अपने सपने हैं, आपके अपने सपने हैं, I am capable of fulfilling myself.
That's very true, and that's what we saw in that movie, I think English with Sri Devi, where the mother is trying to discover herself, and she's not only the mother who's making those yummy laddus, but she has her own identity, and that's what came out really beautifully in the movie, where she's able to show that. And otherwise, pehle to the movies used to be like how you see Rakhi and Karan and Mere Karan Arjun Aayenge. They show that kind of dependency, like on the children, the sons, especially the sons. That's how Bollywood always had that. But I think over the years, it's come down to, the mother being friends with, the siblings, the children, and, the sibling bond, and then how they understand that the moms are not only there just to, nurture them and sacrifice for them, but they're individuals of their own, and they have their own identity. They want to make their own life the way they want to, especially in the years after the children are older.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Also, what I feel that all these women actresses who have played their on-screen role as mothers, if you look at their personal life off screen, right? Look at Sharmila Tagore. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Yeah. She continued her career, but at the same time, when she came back home, it was her motherly role that she was playing. So I have been watching some of her documentaries, interviews, and I'm so impressed. And I've read her daughter's book about how her childhood was, and the impact that her mother's movies and her dad's, demands at home from his wife had impacted. It's a beautiful book. So I don't remember the name now, but
this notion, the real life moms versus the real life moms. Of course, we're going to get into that aspect too as we're talking. But when you talk about cinema's Mars, it was not that they never got opportunities. If you look at even the example of Sharmila Tagore and many other actresses, they were married, they had children, they were still pursuing those beautiful, gorgeous roles of, whether it was romance or violence or any kind of drama. But all these actresses, I think, they've also portrayed that little aspect of the motherhood, tricky mom, courageous mom, funny mom, silly mom, manipulative mom, all the mother-in-law roles, if you look at from Lalita Power and Bindu.
Yes.
They have shown a section of this society which is there, but not that loud. But they were very careful in portraying that.
And with that also, what I feel that Lalita Pawar role, right? We all see how the mother-in-law and she got that branded by that role. But that was also to show the society, do not behave like that. So right?
You're a new mother-in-law, Chitra, so I know, what her daughter-in-law.
Oh my God, I'm getting used to that new title.
So, she's a beautiful mother-in-law twice over this last year. So, I just feel with Bollywood also the way they portrayed the society, of the time that they always made out the mother-in-law to be like, the one who, who's not going to take your side and things like that. But I guess it's like a dual-sided thing. If you treat your mother and your mother-in-law exactly like your parents, like your mom, so I think that kind of
Mm.
will, at some point in time, it will come back to you that they treat you like your daughters as well. So that's something I'm blessed with
It's
that
a
I
women's
see
relationship.
heart,
that
I
with you,
think.
Mita. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a women's heart which got portrayed in different forms and variations. And when the mother label was put across to it, especially as a character, I think people got influenced a little more. Whether you talk about Diwar ka mere paas
हाँ
maan
है,
hai,
yes.
that became like a national anthem and it became like a national slogan while everybody had a mom at some point in life, right?
Right.
Of course, with time, wherever time takes you, everybody's born to a mom. But that became like the emotion that the country was following. But today, like the dialogue, I'm just a working mom. It's just a role that I'm playing, and it continues. What are your thoughts about fashion and the celebrity moms that they present today? Do you think there's lots of pressure on the common man to take care of their body, their grooming, or dress up just like celebrity moms do? Whatever
I
industry it could be.
I think both Hollywood and Bollywood, it's a mix. I think individually, it's just what a person prioritizes. One just feel that yes, there are trends, and people do kind of follow Bollywood a lot. But I see the
Mm-hmm.
industry as a whole that they are kind of promoting. Like even when Karina got pregnant, she was shown like always as she's enjoying her food and not worried about the weight and everything. We'll do whatever it takes later on. So that's the kind of thing that I really feel has a positive impact on the growing generation, that they do have those kind of role models that feel enjoy your pregnancy. You have to be having a good, healthy, nutritious diet so you're able to have a healthy pregnancy. And later
Mm-hmm.
on, you work out, you do whatever you have to, eat healthy, eat light, do whatever you have to, and then you come back into shape because that industry demands it. So definitely that is something that, but I think as a whole, life, leading a wholesome life, which adds to your nutrition, your exercise, everything has to be in a balance. And we have good, people like Rutuja, because she's giving us a lot of good tips every day. We have wellness gurus like Luke Coutinho. He's really good as well. So I think
Mm-hmm.
Bollywood takes from that, and a lot of the young generation follow them. It's really beautiful that one can learn so much from those
Yeah.
good
And
Very
I
nice.
think, Mita, it's also evolution, right? We had seen mothers who would not look after themselves at that time and they just sacrifice. And now we are more aware.
So
So we are looking after ourselves. We want to look good. We want to be healthy. We want to have our own, you know, uh, lifestyle.
self-care, of course. Very true.
Right. So, so it's whether you're saying it's copying the celebrity Bollywood moms or Hollywood moms, or
Mm-hmm.
just being self-conscious as well
Of
and
course. And
trying
that
to
is
look like
something,
that.
yeah, something, like self-care. They always say that, you can't really feed somebody out of an empty basket. So unless you pour
Yeah.
in the love for yourself first. So this is something which, like Chitra said, evolution is what really, and, over time, that's the message that comes through Bollywood, Hollywood as well. But it's something that also as society is progressing, we realize that, you can't really do much if you're not really well nourished yourself, if you don't take care of yourself emotionally.
Because I sometimes do wonder, right? How do men or boys or the other gender perceives these roles, and do they really feel, does it really matter? But when you look at these, there is fear for pregnancy, there's fear for this body, so many complications to happen. There's also fear for financial, you know, independence is must. Like Chitra was just mentioning about these earlier roles where, the mom was abla and,
Always
she was
sacrificing.
not doing much things about it. It was also because of the financial strength that she was lacking, and maybe the education. But all these aspects, when these celebrities, whether sports or Bollywood or Hollywood or any kind of thing, celebrities, role models across the globe, they whether they participating in a race or in the Olympics, they're showing that your health is a must. And yes, with due respect, viewers, as you're watching, we do understand every body is different. And when you see so many variations of them, from the sports arena to a movie theater to your neighborhood mom or to the mom at the bus stop, you see the different bodies, they cannot be the same. But the little message there, I think what Meeta also was mentioning there, is about taking care of your body. Nobody's going to come and take care of you, especially if you're a mom.
That's something we realized
Absolutely.
during the pandemic as well, because that was a time that kind of gave us, time to think about what really matters, prioritize on self, yourself, your health, and what is truly important. Otherwise, the rat race kind of life gets you going, everything gets you like so busy, you kind of just neglect a few things. But yeah, that's the time that everybody across the world got, that time. And we're
Mhm.
talking about, size and everything that doesn't matter. There was this lovely movie called Double XL. I think it came on OTT
Yeah.
platform. I
Uh-huh.
love that one with Sonakshi Sinha, and it was just very well made. It was something that said
Mhm.
everybody, no matter what size, they're beautiful, and that's so true. You could be the healthiest person and not be so skinny, and you could actually be the skinniest person and not be as healthy. So the
Yeah.
size doesn't matter, but what really matters is wholesome health. So that's so.
Chitra,
So
somehow I'm feeling maybe I hope Bollywood watches this episode because somewhere we are just really backing them in this.
I know
It
so
should.
they should
All the good
definitely.
things that
So
they are
we should
doing, right? Somewhere.
telecast are there. But something that you said, Madhvi, how do men see this role? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel very strongly about that. And there's, again, I'm going to make a reference to a book that
Uh-huh.
I absolutely love. This is by Sandy Sandberg,
Mm-hmm.
this book. And she says evolution of the society and how our grandmothers raised their daughters and sons,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because our grandmothers did not get the opportunity to go to school to get higher education, so
Mm-hmm.
they inspired their daughters to get the higher education, but just that, not work outside. Then our mothers, who
Mm-hmm.
got the education, but they still just looked after the house and
Choices they make.
stayed at home.
Mm-hmm.
They inspired their daughters to go out, work, get the education, make use of that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they did not teach their sons that, okay, now if the girls are going out, you have to
Manage.
contribute at home. So
Yeah.
then our age came, who were outside, working at home. The way we raised our sons and daughters, say, you guys are equal. If the
Very
daughter
true.
has to work, son has to work at home also. So it's just the gradual how, again, the society is evolving and
Mm-hmm.
how the mothers are raising their sons to be better husbands, right?
Better partners in
Better
every possible
partners,
way, better siblings or better, human
every
beings to us,
possible
like
way.
every
Yeah.
every possible. I think because we have seen our, with due respect to whoever is watching, most of us have seen our, maybe somebody in our family or close to us go through this turmoil of raising or having the entire responsibility or emotional well-being of the child, while in the process the mother's well-being, even including the mental health, goes for a toss. And talking about mental health, mother's mental health, I want to hear something from you both. What are your thoughts about it? We talk about mental health, well-being all the time, whether it's children or working members of their family. But mother who takes the entire turmoil, किसी ने काम अच्छा नहीं किया, उन पे आता है, पेट खराब हो गया, उन पे आता है, बच्चा फेल हो गया, उन पे आता है. अभी वक्त बदल रहा है. I'm sure many men are also taking the responsibility. But what do you think, or what are your suggestions for moms who are watching, new moms especially, how to take care of their mental health?
I think mental health has been so underrated actually. And this last couple of years, we realized that it's even more important than physical well-being is your mental well-being, because that's where it all starts. So I
Mm-hmm.
think for, all the new mothers watching, even all the older ones who've, kind of given up on their dreams, it's always to just find your little passion, find your ikigai, find something that really makes you want to get up in the morning and keeps
Mm-hmm.
you going. And besides your other things that you're doing, you have to do that one thing for yourself, even if it's that 1 hour to go to take a walk outside, or you want to go to the gym. If you have a membership, you want to go and take some time out, listen to music. So do something that feeds your soul, because something that that you do for yourself, that gives you a really a leap ahead. Something like, even like having like a girls get together, that's like therapy. So many times you just feel when you meet your girlfriends, when I meet Chitra, we just love,
Uh-huh.
we connect so well, and you just don't
Mm-hmm.
want anybody else at that time. It's your time. So you have to find that me time and find that something that you're going to be able to do for yourself, because that's when you really kind of realize this is our body, we're going to be here, this is the one thing that we're going to stay the longest with. Your friends
Mm-hmm.
leave you, your families are there, but nobody stays forever. But you have yourself and your body, so look after it inside, look after it here, and that's so
Your
important.
girlfriends don't leave you.
Yes, never.
Everybody else leaves you, but not your
Not
girlfriends.
your girlfriend,
Absolutely.
no.
But that's also very, very good point, Madhuri, you said, and Meeta, you touched upon that. So I see my daughter and my daughter-in-law now. They're both
Mm-hmm.
young adults, and they are hopefully soon they will be mothers. But I see a lot of girls their age who are mothers, and I'm so impressed with them. They are I think this generation, the next generation, has it right. So we must have done something good
Definitely.
to raise them, right? So I see all these young mothers, my daughter's friends, who now have either one or two children. They go for their girls' vacations out, not just night out.
Girls trip. Yes.
Yeah, girls' trips. And are like, as an older mother, my first reaction is, who's looking after your baby? I said, why? He has a dad. too.
Exactly.
So they are looking after themselves, and they do their yoga, their walks, their readings, their girlfriends. So I think, yes, mental health is very important, but also our young generation is very smart, very switched on.
Correct me on this. Can I use the word that they are guilt free? They are not guilty about having the me time, spending time to for their well-being. Because no कहना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है ना?
They don't have the guilt.
They don't have the guilt.
No. And when I compare myself, when I was that age, I had the guilt. Like, if I left my child in my spare time, if I'm going to work, that yes, I have work. But outside of work, even when they were older, and I'll give you one instance when I had to, here at work, so I have been in leading roles in some of my jobs, and I was told that, why don't you ever come after work for the parties? Or I said, no, I have a job at home. I go back and I look after my kids. And that was looked down upon at that time. But then I felt guilty even when my kids were older. I don't think the generation now, I think they have it right. So they would keep a better balance than I feel what I did at that time.
So on that note, I think I should definitely give a shout out to all the family members who are watching, for all the women who are today able to have the me time and having those little guilt-free moments where you are supporting them in the form of being a great mother-in-law or a father-in-law or a sibling or a son or a spouse. The ecosystem today has become much more evolved. Like the words I want to pick up from what Chitra said, we are become much more evolved and conscious about who we are as human beings first, and understanding the pains, the pleasures, the trials, tribulations are just the same, and together we should get it more closer. Now, talking about an ecosystem, I want to know about the ecosystem of you two ladies. How's the ecosystem at home with your equation with your mom and your mother-in-law? We definitely want to give a shout out to them too.
Absolutely. So I'll start. My mother is with me right now.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And I'm really enjoying, because I'll give away my age. I turned 60 this year, and my mother treats me as if I'm 16. So she's looking after me. Plus, she thinks I don't know how to cook. I've raised like my family, and now I'm close to retirement. But she's teaching me how to make dal every day.
Oh, wow.
It's like, Mom, I've been doing this for all my life. Now I don't know how to make dal, but God bless her.
But we may have to come back to the sentence na maa ke haathon ka banaya hua dal aur gajar ka
banaya hua
it's the best.
Seriously, when I made the dal the way she taught me, it definitely tasted better than my dal.
So that's
the way it is. There's no other cooking better than a mom's cooking. And everybody has the best mom, so they get the best food. So
everyone needs mom at any age.
Very true.
You need a mom.
Somebody had very rightly said ना, माँ को बार बार बोलते रहो कि माँ आपके हाथ का खाना अच्छा है, आपके हाथ की रोटी अच्छी हो, माँ बेचारी घर से बाहर निकलेगी ही नहीं.
बनती रहेगी. Yes. True.
So, Meeta, I want you to talk about your mom and mother-in-law, or anybody out there who's a mother figure for you and who's influenced you, and give a shout out to that. It'll be nice to you.
I've actually been really blessed. I have two moms, my mom and my mother-in-law. I really treat them as my mom, because they've actually been there for me through my thick and thin. And there was one time that both my mom and my mother-in-law visited us together in the US. That was such a beautiful time. I can't tell you. I gave up the kitchen totally to them. They looked after everything. They were here. They were doing, making special things for my kids. And actually, my mom and my mother-in-law, I really like Mama, because I know my mom wasn't able to travel for all my 3 pregnancies. My mother-in-law was here with me, and she's literally like a friend. She's somebody like, we both are Taurians. We get along fabulously. And it's a blessing to have, both the moms just love me as much as I'm truly blessed.
Beautiful. People are watching, they're saying, yeah, Meeta and Chitra, you got very lucky with your mother-in-laws. Well, you can become lucky too. Education is a key. Being in a good circle of people is the key. Introducing to the right kind of people is the key. Because when you get these kinds of inputs, of course, the outputs would be great. What do you say, your final words, ladies? Meeta?
Absolutely. You're so right about that. Keeping a positive outlook in life and being with the people who are your tribe, who are just like you, who think like you, kind of takes you leaps and bounds. I'm blessed to have beautiful friends like Chitra and you, Madhvi. I know you now for a couple of years. It's so beautiful to be around such wonderful people. Every day you learn something new, and keep your life positive no matter what. That's just my mantra for life.
Beautiful. Chitra?
So my mantra is just enjoy every bit of it. One, your kids grow up really fast, and starting from your pregnancy, like I have enjoyed every moment with them. I've learned with them. I have I studied with them world history and other things. And now that they're married and I'm on the other side of the fence and I'm a mother-in-law, I'm still enjoying. I'm learning from them every day, and it's just such a beautiful thing.
Well, somebody rightly said the world is a stage and we all are actors. So if the world is a cinema, we are all Mars here. And of course, we have our characters to play and we'll do it the best of way. Well, characters talking about that, you want to be part of Mannkey Talkies, a show that was conceived, conceptualized, and delivered with your good wishes and with your doings here. Please come and join. The phone numbers and email IDs are rolling up after the show. Come contact us, come bring your topics, talk about something that is close to your heart. And just like Chitra and Meeta, make new friends, bring the community together. This is Mannkey Talkies. This is Madhvi saying thank you. Looking forward to interacting much more with you, Meeta and Chitra.